Hello rail fans, welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft train tutorial. Today we're going to be building this Santa Fe Gp38. I've made some slight improvements to my Gp38 design. It's a couple blocks longer, a new truck design, and a few other things. So let's get to it. As usual, I'm going to be building it on the front of the train I already have here. So the first thing we're going to do is build the coupler. So come in with dark oak stairs, and come down on this coupler and put a stair the opposite way. Underneath that, a dark oak fence gate to be the air hose. Next thing we're going to do is take out polished blackstone stairs, and we're going to place 3 coming across the rails just like this. Make sure you delete that middle one you used for placement. And then on the outside edges, we're going to place one upside down and facing outward on each side. Above that in the middle we place a polished blackstone block, and then we're going to come around with our polished blackstone stairs and place them upside down and facing forward, 2 on each side. And then on the top row, just a solid row of 5 blocks. Then we're going to make a row of blocks coming off this top middle one, and we're going to make it 32 blocks long altogether. Once we have that, we're going to do the exact same thing on this end. So 1 down in the middle and 2 out on the sides at the top, upside down stairs in the middle row. Same thing over here, upside down stairs in the middle, blocks on top. And then on the bottom, 3 right side up facing stairs across the middle. And then finally on the outside edges of the bottom, upside down stairs facing outwards. So we have a plow on this end as well. Now we're going to come in with a dark oak stair, and we're going to stand right in the middle, and we got to raise it up to that second block to be our coupler. Delete the ones we used to place it, and underneath it place a dark oak fence to be an air hose. Now that we have that, we're going to come behind there with a polished blackstone block in the middle and make this 2x2. And then on the back we're going to bring it out all the way to the edges by 3. Same thing on the other side. The back one is going to be 2 columns of 3 coming out to the edge. Then in between here on the top on each side we place 1 more block in the middle. Now we're going to come and do the same thing on the other end. So get down to the other end. We make our 2x2 in the middle here. And then we bring out 2 columns of 3 to the edge of the tracks. Same thing on the other side. Make sure we fill in that top middle one there, and then bring out by 2 to the edge of the track here. Now we're going to take out an end rod for our porch lights and put it sideways across that bottom middle gap on the interior. Same thing on this side, and make sure we come down to the other end and do the exact same thing. So across the very bottom on the interior block, and same thing on the other side. And this will complete all of our porch lighting. Now we're going to take out an oak wood slab and place 3 on each of these blocks on the bottom of the blocks. So on the bottom of each of these blocks on each side, and this will be our stairs to get up on the locomotive. Same thing on the other end. 3 oak wood slabs on the bottom of each block coming up. 1 more corner to do, and then all of our stairs are completed. Now it's time to build our truck, so take out a block of netherite to be your wheels. Skip a block and place 1 on each rail, deleting the middle ones you used for placement. Use an end rod for an axle to give some hidden lighting, and another netherite on that rail for the other wheel. Now we're going to take out stone brick stairs, and we're going to put them, 2 of them, upside down in a back-to-back T-shape pattern. And we're going to bring that all the way across to the edge of the rails. Here I was having some trouble with the stairs not placing correctly, so make sure they're upside down, back to back. Come over to this other side and make sure it extends out to the edge of the train tracks here. Now we're going to switch back to netherite for the next set of wheels with an end rod for the axle, and then switch to stone brick slabs, and on this outside edge place them above the stairs and sticking out 1 on each end above the wheels, so you have this upside down triangle. Underneath that, we're going to place an upside down grindstone in front of the wheel. So it looks something like this. Then we're going to come over to the other side and do the same thing. So switch back to the slabs, put them on the outside edge and extend them out front to back over the wheels, and then put your upside down grindstone underneath. Now we're going to come in with a dark oak fence gate on each wheel and open them into the wheel. And same thing on the front here. It's going to be tricky to do, but get it opened into the wheel. This represents your sanders and your air hoses. Now we got to build our other truck, so come on down to the other end of the locomotive, switch to your netherite block, and we're going to skip a block and put a netherite block on each rail to be the first set of wheels with an end rod axle in the middle. And same thing, upside down stairs back to back in a T-shaped pattern coming out to the edges. Once we have the stairs in place, back to netherite blocks on each rail for the next set of wheels and an end rod axle. And then we're going to do the same other thing we did on the front. So we come in with stone brick slabs across the top, going from wheel to wheel. Same thing on the other side. 4 stone brick slabs going from wheel to wheel. And once we have all the slabs in place, we take out our grindstone and place them upside down in front of the wheels. And same thing on the other side. Upside down grindstones in front of each wheel. Now we come back in with dark oak fence gates, put them in front of each wheel and open them into the wheel. And same thing in here. Open one into each wheel to be the sanders and air hoses. Make sure you get all 4 wheels. Now we're going to take out polished black stone block, and we're going to come in here above the wheels and one in from the middle on the second row. We're just going to fill it all the way in with polished black stone block from end to end and do the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to come underneath behind the wheels, skip a block and make a row of 3 coming across on the bottom. Same thing by the other wheel, skip a block and a row of 3. Then we're going to take out stairs and place them upside down, starting from that row of blocks and ending on this row of blocks. This is the bottom of the fuel tank here. And of course, we have to do the same thing on the other side. So get on over to the other side with your stairs and same thing. Upside down starting on that first block and then coming all the way across to the other blocks on bottom you placed. Now we have to decide which end of the locomotive will be the front. For mine, I'm going to go ahead and have it facing the void out there. So on the front end of the fuel tank, we're going to come up in the middle with a player head, and we're going to place it as straight as we can, facing towards the interior so you don't see the face. Then, next to that, a crimson button on each side, and next to that, we need to place a crimson sign, trying to get it as straight as possible. This is your fuel gauge, emergency shutoff, and fuel cap. Now on the back side of your fuel tank, come around just behind the stairs there, and on the bottom, place a string. We're going to need that to hold up our air tank. So we just need 1 string there on bottom. Same thing on this side, 1 string on bottom there, because the air tanks will actually extend out past the fuel tank. So then we're just going to bring anvils sideways like this on top of that string all the way to the sign, and that's your air tank. Same thing on this side, starting from the sign and all the way back with 1 sticking out past on top of that string. Now we're going to come down on the back here where it's connected to this other locomotive. Delete this unused MU cable from the other locomotive and place 2 warp fences coming across to be the MU cable. On the opposite side of that, a crimson button to be the unused port, and then tripwire hooks on the outside. Move down to the other end of the locomotive here, and on the outside top we place tripwire hooks, then back to warp fence, 2 of them sideways to be the unused MU cable, and then a red button to be the unused port. take out a bell, and we're going to come around on the conductor side, and we're going to place the bell right there in front of the fuel tank. Now we switch to chains. Put a chain between the wheel and the bell on the second one, between the porch and the front, and same thing here. A chain there, a chain by the porch, and do the same thing on the other side. A chain between the porch and the truck, and another chain between the wheel and the fuel or the air tank there. 2 chains here, and finally another chain there. Now we're going to come in with yellow concrete, and on this top outside too, fill it all in end to end, and we're going to do that on both sides. And once we have that all the way filled in on both sides, we're finally done with the underframe of the locomotive. It should look something like this. Now come in on the top with yellow concrete and place a block 2 blocks back in the center, and then each side kitty corner coming 2 back. Place a blue one in the middle and blue on each side, then a yellow on this side, and then yellow coming all the way around the top. We're leaving a gap on this side for the door. Kitty corner to that on each side, we place a yellow and then 2 yellow shulker boxes and then a blue concrete. Same thing. 1 yellow concrete, 2 yellow shulker boxes, and a blue concrete. Above that, we place a yellow on the front, yellow coming all the way across. Same thing, so a row of 4 yellows. Next row up, yellow on the front and back, and then blue concrete in the middle to represent the locomotive number. So blue in the middle and yellow on each side. And then on each outside edge, we raise it up by 1 yellow. Then we place black stained glass to be the side windows. And we come around on the front and we place 1 on each side like that, and a block of yellow in the middle. Then above the windshield here, we're going to place another yellow block on the next layer up, extend it out 1 towards the front and 1 towards each side over the windows. Come around behind it and make yellow on this middle 3, coming all the way back to the back of the cab here. On the sides above the windows, we're going to place oak stairs. Since we don't have any kind of yellow stairs, this is the closest match. This gives us the slant of the cab here. Now we're going to come in and come down behind the cab, and we're going to take out blue concrete. In kitty corner, 1 in from the edge, we're going to bring blue concrete all the way to the back. We stop where the yellow is, place 1 in the middle in front of it, and then starting with the yellow, blue concrete, and bring that all the way to the front. Go ahead and switch back to yellow concrete and bring it 3 out on each side. Then come 4 out on the next layer on each side. Above that, 3, and then 2. Now we're going to come in on this engineer side here, and 1 down from the top, knock out 2 to leave space for a door. This will allow us to go from the cab to the walkway. So down here, place 2 blue, and then 1 yellow above it, so there's like stairs coming up to that door frame. Now switch back to blue concrete, put 1 underneath these yellows here, and we're going to fill everything in going all the way around with blue, but we're going to leave the very top layer open for now. So it should look something like this at this point. Now we're going to come around to the back top of the locomotive, and we're going to place 3 blue concrete just like that. Then we're going to switch to bedrock and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming forward. Same thing on the other side. These are your radiator vents. Fill in the middle with blue. Come behind the cab with blast furnace and place 3 coming backwards on each side. Fill in those 2 yellows and then blue in this 3 gap. Now we can go ahead and fill in this entire top with blue concrete. And I just realized I miscalculated where these front grill sections go. So come up here on the side, and on this top two where it's yellow, go ahead and knock out those two right there on each side, and place blast furnaces facing backwards. And then on the back of it, delete these last two and fill it in with blue. Sorry about that, I had those in the wrong spot. Come around on top above that, and you're going to have to crouch to place it, but we make a 3x3 over those vents of iron trap doors, because there's a little raised area here on the GP38. Behind that, we're going to use daylight sensors in a 2x3 and switch them to the other mode so those trap doors close. Now we're going to take out warp stairs and make the dynamic brake housing. Skip one block from the front, make it facing forward, and then 3 facing outward and 1 facing backwards. Same thing, 1 facing backwards, 3 facing outward, and 1 facing forward. Now we're going to build all our radiator fans, so switch to warp slabs, and in this back middle here, place 1 and make this plus shape. Then skip a block and make another one. There's 2 fans back here on a Jeep 38. Then, right in the center of this dynamic brake housing, we make 1 to be the dynamic brake fan. Knock out all the centers of these 3 fans. Go ahead and fill those holes we knocked out with bedrock, and on top of those, place iron trap doors to be the fans. Now we come in with a flower pot to be the dual exhaust, so 1 in front of this fan and 1 behind it. Then take out a warp fence gate and come all the way to the front middle here and place 1 and open it to represent your horn. Then we're going to switch to blue carpet, and starting from the back, anywhere that we have not built something, we fill in with blue carpet to make the whole top look more coherent. Make sure we come all the way around this fan and on top of these stairs on the sides too. So same thing on this side. And once we have all this carpet in place, the top of the locomotive looks a whole lot better. Now we're going to come in with the door and place 1 in this gap on the nose and around in this hole we left behind the engineer side. Then take some string and we're going to place it in the nose here, behind the door and in that gap. This will allow carpet to be placed here. Now we can crouch and place blue carpet over the gap and over the door and on the rest of the nose. Now we're going to make our railing, so take out oak fence and starting on the bottom block, come up 3 on each side of the stairs here. On the front, come up another 1 and then over 2 and up 2. Leave a gap in the middle and make another 2x2. And connect that down to the bottom here. Then on the other side, come up by 4. Here we need to place some yellow concrete, so take out a yellow concrete block and put 2 right there. And then same thing on the other side, 2 right there so it's level with that door. Then we can switch back to our fence, bring it up, and then over and connect it to the cab. Same thing on the other side, bring it up 1 more and connect it over to the side of the cab. Now we'll move back and do the back railing. So up here on the level with this door, come over 2, and then down 1, and then over 1, down another 1, and then bring this all the way back to the back of the locomotive. Then we'll connect that down, going down to the bottom of the stairs here. And same thing as the front. Come up from the bottom of the stairs, and then come over 2 and up 2. Leave a gap in the middle, another 2x2 on the other side. Connect that to the bottom of the stairs. And then this side, come up from the bottom of the stairs and bring that all the way forward to the front of the locomotive. Now we're going to do some details, so come in the top middle above the window, put an item frame with glowstone to be the headlight, and then down here on these fences, 2 item frames with glowstones to be the ditch lights if you want ditch lights on your locomotive. Then we're going to switch to an oak sign and type in our numbers for the locomotive number. I'm using 3600 because that's the model I'm looking at for inspiration, but you can use any locomotive number you want. So 2 number boards there. Now we need to go around to the other end and detail the back end of the locomotive. So come on down to the back. Take out your item frames in the middle and put glowstone in them for the rear headlights. And then same thing, we're going to use the signs to place our number boards back here. They're going to be on each side, 1 block down from the top. Make sure you use the same locomotive number you used on the front. Then take out a ladder, and there's going to be a ladder running up the left side. Switch back to item frames and place them on the fences with glowstone if you want rear ditch lights on your locomotive. Then take out dark blue wool, knock out this block under the ladder, and place the wool right there. Now we're going to take out blue carpet, and we're going to place it on this walkway here, starting from the cab, and we're going to bring it all the way back to the back of the locomotive here. And we're going to come around, and anywhere we don't have any fences built, we're also going to place the blue carpet. And then same thing on this side, we're going to bring it all the way up to the front of the cab. Once we get up to the front, we're going to place the carpet on these stairs as well, even up on this yellow one. Then we're going to come around and do the same thing on the nose of the locomotive, except this time we got to take out yellow carpet. So come in with yellow carpet, place 2 up here and all around the front porch wherever nothing's built, and then 2 up there. Now we're going to make some banners for the lettering. So come into a loom with blue banner and yellow dye. Place a horizontal on bottom, horizontal on top, and a diagonal. This will be our S. Come in with a new banner. Vertical on the side, vertical on the other side, horizontal across the middle, and a horizontal on top for the A. Then a new banner. Vertical on the side, vertical on the other side, and a diagonal for the N. New banner. Or vertical in the middle, horizontal across the top, that makes a T. New banner. Vertical on the side, horizontal on top, horizontal across the middle for the F. New banner. Vertical on the side, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom, horizontal across the middle. Now we take the banners we just made with blue dye and use the pattern that's a border around the outside, and we put a blue border around all of these. It just makes the letters look a little bit better. So put a blue border on all of these banners. And I just realized somehow I deleted the S banner I made, so I have to remake the S and then make sure I put the blue banner border around it. Now that we have our letter banners, we can actually put the lettering on the side of the locomotive. So come up here on the side, and in this space in front of the dynamic brake housing and 1 down from it, we're just going to spell out Santa Fe with the banners we made. Now we have one side done, and we need to do the other. So come on over to the other side and start one in front of where that vent is and spell out Santa Fe on this side. Now there's one more banner we need to make for some window detailing. So come back into your loom with a yellow banner and black dye and put black across the top half of it. Then switch to yellow dye and make the border around it. This will just be some window detailing. So take this banner, we're going to put 1 on each side of the front just like that, and 1 on the back of the cab on each side just like that to represent the windows. Now we're going to do the interior of the locomotive. So go ahead and get yourself inside the locomotive here. and we're going to take out slabs. I'm using smooth sandstone slab, but you can make the interior any color you want. And we're going to bring this whole bottom up too high with the slabs. So go ahead and fill in this whole bottom to start off here. Now we're going to take out an end portal to be the locomotive's toilet. And I guess I should have done this first because I was having trouble placing it with that string right there. So what I ended up having to do is delete the string, and we'll have to rebuild that afterwards. So place that right in the nose, and then we're going to place another door right here. Then we're going to switch to the slabs and make a column on each side coming all the way up to the bottom of the window. Still using your slabs on the sides, bring it up to that blue block so it's level with the door, and on the other side as well, right up to the blue. Then we're going to come in here to make stairs, so raise that one and then just one slab there. Take out some stairs to be your seats. Then we're going to take out a lever for the engineer, an item frame in the middle, and we're going to go ahead and take out a compass just so we have some kind of gauge for the engineer here. In that back gap, we place an observer and a glowstone on top so there's some light. Now the interior of the locomotive is done. Now we got to come outside and fix the nose where we deleted those strings, which also deleted the carpet above it. So come back up on the nose here, and we're going to have to place a string right there, and then we're going to crouch and replace the blue carpet. Next to the door there, we're going to place a trap door for the handbrake. Now we got to build our blower, so we're going to come in with some stained glass. On the conductor side, we're going to skip a block and we're going to delete 3 of those carpets. Then we're going to place a row of 3 blue stained glass in there, then 2 yellow and 1 blue, and then all yellow on top. There's the blower housing. Right here, where those daylight sensors are, place 2 trapdoors on the side to be more vents. Same thing on the other side, 2 trapdoors and close them. And there you have it, folks. We've completed this Santa Fe Gp38. I do apologize for all the bird noise in the background, but I had to record this one outside in order to get all the narration done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there.